Last week, thanks to various professional events as well as my social life, I drank alcohol almost every day. This week, my Monday morning was predictably a write-off thanks to a heavy Sunday celebrating my birthday. And at least 2 of my friends have rang in sick with hangovers over the last few days. For years, there has been talk of binge drinking Brits, a label which conjures up images of a 20-year-old knocking back the shots on a Saturday night. But looking around, it's the middle-class professionals who are turning more and more to alcohol, seemingly ignorant to the damage we may be doing to ourselves. Pick up a box of cigarettes and you'll see it covered in the words, "Smoking kills." Pick up a bottle of wine and you'll see just a small, discreet reminder of unit guidelines. 83% of people who regularly drink above the recommended guidelines do not think their drinking is putting their long-term health at risk. We're lying about the damage we're doing to ourselves and to our NHS. It's time to be honest about drink.
OK, 2 questions, Michelle. One quite light-hearted. When you go for your annual medical or whatever it is, and it says, how much do you drink?
Yeah.
You lie along with everybody else, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Yes, everybody lies. Yeah. So actually, all your statistics, I would like to know what they're based on, because if they're based on those forms, then people don't tell the truth. Now, that's slightly light-hearted. The second is, look, OK, so say we buy your argument.
Yeah.
What are you going to do about it? Because I'm telling you, sticking "this could damage your health" on the side of a bottle is not going to change anything. So, I mean, have you got any policies that would actually make something happen, or is it just a piece of...
I have lots of ideas, but to your point, saying about putting health warnings on packages doesn't work, it does, because actually you can look at the health warnings on cigarettes. It has had an impact on how many people buy and consume cigarettes.
No,
and
the major effect on smoking was banning it in public places. That has dramatically changed smoking and the secondary effects of smoking. But just sticking on... We've had a label on the side of a cigarette packet for how many years?
I have a label.
She really has got a drink problem.
Yeah, I have. I've got a straw as well that goes with this. But no, seriously, I drink, and I do, not just me, my friends and I drink. Some of my friends drink a huge amount. We're all very professional people.
Huge amount?
Oh, we drink most days. We go to the pubs, and the problem that you have is you go to the pub and you buy these large glasses of wine, 250 mils, and I can hear my friends, I can hear the sentence, "Are you having a large one? Are you having a large one? Let's just get the bottle." You get the bottle. You just do. You go to a supermarket, I think it's something like 2/3 of wine, or alcohol, sorry, is consumed or purchased from off-licensed supermarkets. You go into a supermarket, as soon as you walk in, 3 bottles for a tenner, this one's reduced, that one's reduced. You can't help yourself but buy.
So what you're saying is that you think that you want to see something like this?
I want to see, and not just me, by the way, there was a survey done recently and 81% of people agree with me that they would want to see some form of labelling. For example, I had no idea...
Do you really think that's going to change anything?
I think it may make some people stop and think twice. Yeah.
Your mates have just turned the bottle round.
They wouldn't.
One of the big things, obviously, is...
Look from the other side.
No, they wouldn't.
Where it's from.
It's a rather nice combination.
Correct.
The cultural, I think, argument is the difficult one, because we have a culture where we can't open a bottle of wine and have a glass. We open a bottle of wine and convince ourselves that the wine will go off if we don't drink it all that evening. We do a lot of drinking at home as well.
It's interesting, isn't it? With culture in your sport, as soon as a team wins the Premiership, out comes the champagne.
Yes.
As soon as a driver wins the Formula 1 Grand Prix, it's quite strange. Drivers get completely mollied on champagne.
Yeah.
Your kid gets into university, you get a bottle of champagne. You have a baby, you get a round of drinks. It is bred into our culture. And it should be said, it shouldn't really be said... I get what you say about smoking, but... the medical proof isn't quite in to the same degree as regards drink, is there? There is a school of thought that in moderate sense, like half a glass of red or a glass of red a day, if it de-stresses you, some doctors would say actually it's a positive thing.
But the current NHS guidelines, there is no safe level of drinking alcohol.
What, not even...
Yeah, which sounds extreme to me, but yeah, they're saying there is no
safe level of doing anything if you're going to be overly scientific about it. I mean, going back to the cultural thing, I mean, when I played football, we had a lot of, European players in our club dressing room at Chelsea, for instance, and occasionally the manager, Vialli, when he was manager Italian, would put a couple of bottles of wine on the table, and the Italians and the Europeans would open the bottle and have a small glass. The English lads were trying to sort of nick the bottles and take them up to their room, and it's like, OK, we're going to have a party now. And it's I don't think it's a case of whether or not it's good or bad for you. I think people enjoy lots of things that are bad for them, but it's the way you drink, the moderation and the discipline that's important. And I'm concerned that actually there's a hidden health issue behind this because the numbers will be staggering, I think, in terms of how many people drink way too much on a regular basis.
I want to throw something different out there, which is that I think actually there's a new generation for whom alcohol, they have a different relationship with it. And I know a lot of young people who don't drink at all. They don't drink at all. They're into this whole clean living thing. They go to the gym. They want to look good on Instagram. You know, it's not necessarily for the best reasons. A lot of it's vanity. But they are, you know, people are complaining that nightclubs are closing because no one wants to go out and drink. They want to stay at home doing exercise routines on YouTube.
Do you know how many units are in that? Does anyone know how many units are in that?
I'm going to say 8.
I'm going to consult my paperwork because I don't know.
6 or 8. It's an even number, isn't it? 6 or 8.
In here, so let's just be clear. So, in a glass of wine, because I didn't even know this, and I know what the... Do we all know what the drink limit is? Or they say...
14 units a week,
You've done your homework.
That's for a man, right? Isn't that less for a woman?
No, so
I didn't want to be sexist.
No, so you think it's 14. Do you know what it is?
What?
The units, so men, women in this country, do you know what it is?
How many they recommend or how many people drink? How much people drink?
Limit.
Recommend, I think it's 16, isn't it? Or
16.
I would say it's fewer than that. Recommended, I thought it would be more like 10 or 12.
I just make a point of trying to drink less than my doctor.
Yeah. But the point is, the only one around this table that knows is Graham Lasson. That's only because there's a squat who's done his own homework.
Swat.
Yeah, you little swat.
I'm a bore to go out with because I actually measure every drink that I have.
You don't?
No.
I was going to say.
It's 14, so 14 units per week, and that is for men and women. We're equal, and we're one of the only countries that are equal. But I just don't even think that people even understand. So there's 3 units in a large glass of wine. So when you ask me what I would do about this, one of the first things I would do is stop selling 250 millilitre glasses in pubs. I think it's a huge amount. And by the way, this will impact me because I love my wine. But I would stop. I'd have a 175 and a 125 if that's what you want.
You just buy more of them if you really want to drink that much.
And do you know what I would also do?
You could also serve drinks. Sorry to interrupt you. You could also serve drinks with water. They do that a lot in Europe as well. You have a glass of wine, but you also get water. You don't have to pay for the water. And it just dilutes everything, and it's actually healthier over a longer period of time. That has an impact.
Yeah.
I mean, the problem is you go to places like Switzerland, and a friend of ours came. We ended up in Switzerland with some friends. She ordered a glass of white. The waiter came and poured it because they do everything by the measure. She drank the whole thing because it was this big and went, "Yeah, that's nice. I'll have a glass." He nearly fell over.
But if you I think in supermarkets, if you sold smaller bottles, like half bottles or something, that would be better. But I just have a deep concern. I also think about self-medicating.
Okay, as a result of this, as a result of your self-analysis, are you now going to drink less?
Do you know what? And I'm not even joking. Given the research that I've done, I had no idea that alcohol, for example, can be linked to breast cancer.
I want a yes or a no.
Yes, I'm going to be more conscious in my drinking.
You mean you're going to drink and be conscious about it, or you're going to drink less?
I'm going to be drinking and consciously drinking, and I will be advising everyone to do the.
You're going to be a bundle of fun to go out with, aren't you?
No, but I think Michelle's going to prove that she's a bundle of fun. Now I'm going to stop you there.
I'm obviously going to drink this straight away afterwards, but you know.
Put that away.